Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 12 of our career mode with Nottingham Forest. And as you can see from the table, we're not doing too bad. We are in 6th position after 23 games. We have won 11, we have drew 6, and we have unfortunately lost 6 games, all on Legendary. But I will say, look at our defensive record. We've only conceded 11, which really does fill me full of joy. Someone of my ability on FIFA to actually be able to do this on Legendary is fantastic. I didn't think I'd be in the top 6, if I'm honest. I thought I would be struggling in mid-table, which, to be fair, is what the board expect and would be actually happy with, which is quite ironic. So being in the top 6 is absolutely fantastic. I do get the feeling the longer the season is going to go on, the harder it's going to get, because it's going to get down to that nitty-gritty time, and, you know, nerves are going to be really tested coming into the latter stages of this season. You know, we're in and amongst it, but we're playing Watford, and Watford are just below us in the table. So we've got to put down a really good performance. But as you can see, in the 18th minute, it was Watford who came out. No, sorry, in the 12th, 13th minute, it was Watford coming out and actually applying the pressure. They caught us a bit cold. We looked a little bit complacent the way we started the game, which is really frustrating. But Lansbury on that left-hand side, picking up the ball, time and space, knocking it into our boy Gazagana. Gazagana with a fake shot. And then he spots a beautiful run by Coxey. He plays an equally sublime pass into Coxey, and Coxey dispatches it into the top corner. It was just such a beautiful pass. Absolutely beautiful. It split the defence. It destroyed their back four. And Coxey was there to finish it. What a great spot from Gardner, and that's probably the main reason why we brought him in. His short passing is absolutely out of this world. It actually surprises me how good he is as an actual player. It really does. He's at a different level at times. Don't get me wrong, Lansbury is probably my main man. His distribution off the ball, his use of the ball, his energy is sensational. But when you've got players like Gazagana who can pick up the ball and spot passes like that, knock them inside, and then we get the goal from it, it's absolutely sensational. So going in at half-time with a 1-0 lead, I was extremely happy, especially the way we started. Very slow, very unlike our normal selves. We were very unmethodical. Like I say, we nearly got caught cold by Watford, but we managed to weather the storm. And we played quite well. But that's a beautiful ball, floated in. I was going to say flicked in, floated in by Cohen, but nothing came from it. It was a great idea, but unfortunately nothing came from it. I decided to make some changes, which is going to be very interesting going into the last stage of the season. We're going to have to really rotate the boys and really utilise the squad that we have at our disposal. Obviously, January is coming up, but I've got to say, I might not be making any changes. I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm quite happy with the squad I've got, which I know might come as a surprise to a lot of people, but there is a few players that I've earmarked from the previous transfer window that you guys recommended, so I might be having a punt on them. But overall, if I don't get them, I won't be disappointed, which, you know, it might come as a bit of a surprise to people, but I'm happy with the squad. I think the squad is good enough as it is to do the business. As you can see, we're at risk of losing a few players, which I'm not too fussed about. Lansbury is only out for 6 days, and I might have an international job offer. Now, at the end of the last game, you may not have seen it, but Jamal Lascelles pulled up slightly, grabbing his hamstring. It was nothing to worry. He felt a slight tweak, and it was nothing more than that. He was totally fine. He's been all cleared by the medical staff, so there's absolutely nothing to worry about. You might want to go back and just watch it, just literally as the full-time whistle goes, you'll see him hold up. I actually thought the whistle was being blown for a penalty because he went straight into the actual Watford forward, but thankfully the referee didn't award a penalty. It was full-time, so I was quite chuffed with that. Anyway, moving on, we are playing away to Bournemouth, a side that's not doing great in the league. You know, they haven't put in the performances. They've been a little bit rocky at the back, in a side that, you know, we should be dispatching. But if you ever wondered why I really do love and adore Darlow, just watch this double save. Absolutely legendary. The guy is amazing. The first save is of world-class proportion, but the way he gets up and saves the second strike is just unbelievable. This is why I get frustrated with FIFA. The guy is... I've used a few keepers this year. I've used a lot of keepers. I personally can say my favourite keeper in career mode has to be Darlow. Now, Trappy is a very close second, maybe third. Adrian at West Ham is just freaking phenomenal at times. He's a monster. But Darlow pulls off those sort of saves on a regular basis. And I'm playing on Legendary, and one of the reasons why I'm probably not down near the bottom in the relegation zone is obviously Lefondre, because he's scoring a bag full of goals, but Darlow, because he pulls off those unbelievable, superhuman saves. The guy is immense, And what makes me more angry playing career mode is the fact, yes, he's 23 years old, but that should never stop him going up. When he's pulling off save after save after save after save and getting clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet, he should grow. Hopefully they will correct that on FIFA 15, and I do apologise for that little rant. But Cohen there gives the ball away in a sloppy fashion and we concede what I have to say is probably the worst goal I've conceded this season. And I've conceded some right crappy goals. But that was just absolutely really, really poor. You can see the fullback, he just got himself into a situation where he didn't know what to do. He didn't know whether to clear it, whether to pass it to the keeper. And he got himself in such a muddle that he ended up gifting Bournemouth a goal. And speaking of gifting Bournemouth a goal, we've done it again. We have managed to concede an unbelievably sloppy penalty. Was there a need to dive in there? Of course there wasn't. All he had to do was stand the player up, push him out to that right-hand side towards the corner flag, stop him cutting inside, and that is it. Not to dive in on him and virtually chop him down to concede a penalty is just absolutely disgraceful. But thankfully, the penalty was missed. Darlow went the wrong way, but the penalty was missed. It came back out, hit him, and within FIFA rules, you can't do that. So that was absolutely fine, and we did end up losing 1-0, which I'm going to have to say is an absolute huge disappointment. Our problem this season hasn't come against the big boys. Don't get me wrong. We've lost against, you know, the likes of Leicester. We expect to lose against Leicester, to be fair, and we expect to lose against the top of the table sides like QPR. But to be fair, we've held our own. We've held our own with the mid-table sides. It's the teams near the bottom of the league that we just can't live with for some absolutely stupid reason. It's really frustrating. You would have seen the statistics at the end of the game, and you can actually say, and I'll openly hold my hands up and say, on Legendary, I was completely and utterly out freaking class. And it's something I have to deal with. Hopefully I'll be able to put it right in this second part of the season, because if I don't, it could be an absolutely just a horrible finish to the season, which will it'll just be awful. And hopefully I will get it right. Anyway, squad report time. As you can see, my boy Jamal Lascelles there going up +3. I love him. He's freaking solid as a rock. It's a shame that he's actually signed for Newcastle. I do feel a bit gutted for Stuart Pearce, but he's doing well for me in my career mode. As you can see, my boy Lansbury, he has gone up +3. He's looking so good. He's solid. I love him to bits. But you would have saw Darlow still hasn't gone up. I don't give a shit that he's 23 years old. I really don't. I find it really disrespectful that he's not going up. It's frustrating. Lafondra has 11 goals in 21 appearances, 10 in the league, which I think is absolutely fantastic. He's really doing a magnificent job. And if I was going to put a number on how many goals he was going to hit this season, I would like to think 15 plus. I know I'm erring on the side of caution considering how many games we have to go. But I don't want to put too much pressure on the lad. I would love to see him hit the magical 20. That would be my ultimate number for him, but we'll have to wait and see if he can hit that. Do you think he can hit 20 goals this season? Especially with the way I'm playing and my actual ability on FIFA? I'll be interested to know. So post that in the comment section below, guys. And we're going to move into January. Yes, we have a transfer offers. And I told you, I knew this would happen. Everyone's coming in for Darlow. Offer number 1. No, sod off. You're not having Darlow by any stretch of the imagination. He's only valued at 750,000 to $1 million. But the amount of clean sheets he's had this season, the amount of amazing saves he's pulled off this season, how much do you think he's actually worth? My valuation at this moment in time, if you came in and said, how much cash would it take to get Darlow off the books? I would easily say, at this moment in time, give me 10 million quid and I'll consider it. 10 million quid. Now, we are in the January transfer window. As you know, Gazza Gardner's brother, Craig Gardner, is up for 6 months, and I might be able to have a go at him. And as you will see, Junior Stanalis, he's now turned 24, so I can approach him for that 6 month contract. I know a lot of you put in the early part of the season that I couldn't approach him because he's 23, but I knew he was turning 24, so I was okay to preempt signing him on the 6 month contract, so hopefully we'll do that. It really does depend. I want to see if I can work the right deal. Obviously, if we do get promoted, and thinking ahead, I've got to think ahead because I want promotion. I won't settle for anything less. If we do get promoted, someone like Craig Gardner is going to do us the world of good, the power of good. Now, his contract is up, and as you can see, he wants a huge amount of money. He wants about 35G a week. We can't afford that. I'm hoping that 25G a week is going to be enough, but we'll just have to wait and see, to be honest. It's going to be really nip and tuck what we can do in the transfer window. But as I said before, if I don't pick anyone up, I won't be disappointed because I have belief and faith in the squad we have. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you later.
I used to dream about cars.